the day-to-day, and more importantly, in terms of where we are forecasting to go. We really need the taxpayers themselves, but we also need the market we tax from. So, Your Excellency, I wish to express our sincere gratitude from the National Treasury and Economic Planning Docket for accepting to preside over this important event in our annual calendar, a day when we recognize and honor distinguished patriotic taxpayers from their various sectors of our economy. Indeed, this day is a culmination of a month-long preparation, the importance of shared nationhood, and even putting together as citizenry in determining the country's destiny, including matters of taxation, therefore calling support from all stakeholders. Your Excellency, the domestic revenue mobilization remains the cornerstone for successful implementation of Kenya's development agenda, and to further boost performance, we have initiated a number of reforms, including investment in technology geared towards automating tax services, making tax payments more convenient, and thus enhancing Kenya's investments and attractiveness in private investment. For that, I wish to mention that over the last 2 years, the legal team and the legal and administrative teams have taken some measures that are going to expand the tax base and even improve the tax compliance. And this is bearing fruit, and that is why today, when we talk to the taxpayers, we'll be celebrating that the KRA surpassed the 2 trillion mark, Kenya shillings 2 trillion mark. And for me, this is actually very encouraging. And as we continue with the reforms, I'm sure things will work out better for us. There are several reforms in the pipeline, but let me, Your Excellency, promise that we will look into all the revenue streams, all the tax revenue streams, and how we can optimize revenue and even optimize how the tax system is corrected so that it does not distort the domestic market and also does not distort the investment climate. So I'm very happy about that. So in our pursuit to strengthen and enhance the capacity of KRA, Your Excellency, we are going to mobilize additional revenues that are critical to the country's socio-economic development, and the National Treasury will continue to closely work with the KRA and other financial support that are required by the authority to safeguard the sustainability of their strategy. As I conclude, I wish to congratulate the taxpayers who are present here and whose day we are celebrating, and they are set to be awarded some prizes because of their steadfastness in supporting the KRA and the government. And we thank them immensely for their partnership to support, for the support they have provided, and without whom Kenya would not have realized the efficient development agenda and maybe even what we are focusing in the future. I would encourage them to keep the pace and press on with a noble mandate, but also to give KRA a response in terms of how best they can organize this tax system. Your Excellency, at this stage, because this is the day for the taxpayers, I wish to conclude my speech and allow me to welcome your Deputy, His Excellency Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, to make his remarks, and thereafter invite you to address our distinguished guests. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, our distinguished taxpayers, good morning. Your Excellency, we are here once more to engage our serious partners in national development and turning around the economy of this country. We want to thank you, sir, since your historic swearing in, you have led by example to the rest of us who are privileged to assist you in the management of the affairs of this country, that entrepreneurship, investment, manufacturing, and general business is the way to go to turn around our economy for the benefit of our people. I want to confirm to the taxpayers here today and all entrepreneurs, investors, manufacturers, and all those engaged in one way or another in doing business in our beautiful country, that our president has given a policy direction to all of us who serve under him, that our work as public officials is to support and facilitate business. And that policy direction has trickled down that public officials have no business standing in the way of business, being a hindrance, creating roadblocks. Their work is to support and facilitate business. And shortly, in a few months, when we complete the process of public sector reforms in terms of telling our public officials of their new role in the route of administration, there will be no bureaucracy and red tape in matters, business and investment. I agree with the governor of Nairobi that the national government too is not at all impressed where when you walk to an office, you cannot tell the original color of the wall because the whole wall is full of multiple licenses. Those licenses must give way to show people, for people to appreciate the original color of the wall by having a single permit. So all permits should be collapsed under one. Finally, Your Excellency, as you ask the people of Kenya to pay taxes, as you mobilize the people of Kenya to accept their responsibility to pay taxes, those of us under you will also help you to make sure that those charged with the responsibility of collecting revenue do not criminalize tax payment. The taxpayers are our partners, and we continue to urge KRA to collect tax with dignity by respecting the taxpayer, and where there are challenges, let us continuously engage the taxpayers. The taxpayers are good people, and where they have challenges, through a continuous engagement process, we can always find out why there are challenges, surmount the challenges, and make sure that we collect more revenue for our beautiful country. And I want to confirm once more, I was in a meeting this morning with the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and we are noting that the new administration is keeping time in all our meetings. I want to confirm that the President of the Republic of Kenya is leading by example. The problem in this country is one of leadership. Once you put the proper leadership in place, everything else gets into place. A country is as good as its leadership. It is therefore important. It is therefore important for those who are not in the know. The new President of the Republic of Kenya has given instructions to all of us that he will not allow any public official, starting with the Deputy President going downwards, to keep the people of Kenya, investors, waiting for them even for 10 minutes because they have work to do. So we want to tell our CSs, our PSs, and no other officials downwards, you take the cue from the President. You keep time so that we allow Kenyans to go and do business and build their country. I don't want anybody to get in trouble with the new President. That's why I'm giving you this policy direction. Your Excellency, we want to say thank you very much. You have set the pace. I'm sure the new CSs are already acclimatizing to the way of doing things. The President yesterday told you that you'll have to work up to late hours and requested your spouses to be reasonable, but we don't want you also to take advantage to do other things. The President is a family man and he believes in the family unit, so let not a few of you take advantage of his advice, and he's requesting your spouses to be understanding to get out of the way It is for the purposes of just making sure in office to work for the people of Kenya. Your Excellency, our deputy, I'll monitor so that we make sure they are in office doing the right thing. With those few remarks, it's now my privilege to ask you to be upstanding. We welcome the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Please give him a heavy clap. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy President. Please let's take our seats.